Okay,
And
so
should we have 3-pace rolls straight into the episode?
let's go for it, Jason. That's
Why
two
not?
3-pace ones. Let's do it. So with the intro, we're going to go for that was the month that was.
Yep.
So we're just going to discuss the things that have happened since we've done the last episode, what we've been up to.
Has it been a month? Has it actually been a month?
It's been a month.
Wow.
Now, Jason, I would ask you what you've been up to, and I know exactly what you've been up to because obviously we talk to each other from time to time.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep your powder dry.
Okay.
Because I know you're actually a mega part of this show because we're going to get some video evidence of you as well.
Some
We'll
stuff has happened.
That's coming up. That's a goodie coming up. And in the last month there, I was involved with the Dusseldorf tattoo. Like
the Dusseldorf tattoo.
We mentioned it in the first episode.
Hey, can I just just to get started here on the Dusseldorf tattoo? There's one tattoo in the world that everyone knows about, and that
100%.
is the Edinburgh tattoo.
The one at the big castle.
Now, the second most known tattoo in the whole world by all of the honest plebs like ourselves,
right,
is
Basel.
Basel. Okay, all right. I'm glad you said that.
Well,
I've been telling everybody that was the second best one.
No, but let me explain this. That's 100% right. So now that I'm just back from Dusseldorf,
yeah,
I've got a better understanding of it.
Yeah.
So the difference is that it's a one-day event type thing. It's like an afternoon matinee show followed by an evening performance, and it's big. It's a big gig.
Everyone's mad for it.
Everybody's mad for it.
Wow.
Everybody's loving it. But this is the thing. It's quite interesting. So similar to the Edinburgh tattoo was in previous years, where there was a lot more kind of military involvement.
Yeah.
The Bundeswehr is the ones that kind of coordinate and organise the Dusseldorf tattoo. So it's their kind of the German army's showcase, and they have all different kind of guests, just like you do on all tattoos. So like, but there'll be kind of the kind of military theme floating through it, with a police.
Whereas Basel wasn't that. Would you say Basel was not that?
Basel's not the same. It's similar because at the first opening of Basel tattoo, you get a fly past with their Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
For the first night show, which is quite big. I think that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
So they've got their own military. It's still, all tattoos have that military theme.
Yeah.
So there's like the army bands in it.
That's what it comes from, isn't it?
That's what it is, isn't it? It is what it says in the tin. So going back to what I was talking about, the month that was, the Dusseldorf tattoo. So it was a combination of players that have been involved in the Edinburgh military tattoo pipe band.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're on like a mailing list, and they get invited to go to Dusseldorf should they want. And we flew out on the Wednesday, and the performance was on the Saturday night. And I'll tell you one thing: what players! What absolutely phenomenal players, by the way. Okay, wow. I want everybody that's watching this show, right?
Yeah.
By the way, but whoever's watching the show, but we know we had a century for the last show there. So that's not a bad effort.
You're a brave listener.
Listen, we love you. We salute you.
Yes.
What I was going to say is the talent standard is through the roof.
Really? That's intimidating at the best of times.
I mean, they're talking about people coming for like the best pipe bands in the world.
Yeah.
Field Marshal, to name but one.
Yeah.
And Pipe Major Leslie, she's an awesome player.
Yeah.
More than capable piper, absolutely phenomenal. And so how you go back from like a show, or you'd come back from like a job or a pipe band contest, people are passing around the pipes and people are playing tunes, etc., etc. Wow, it was like the best piping I've heard in a long time.
Wow.
In a long time, honestly. It was,
and you're from the land of piping.
Phenomenal, mate. Phenomenal. So I'd like to thank all the guys and girls that was on the tattoo with me.
Yeah.
they made it really easy to be part of. So it was a
That's
really kind of good, like a welcoming feeling from the
yeah,
people
yeah.
as well.
So
So
Andrew,
all the sorry,
couple questions here. Have you?
yeah,
So you've never been to Dusseldorf Tattoo before,
never, ever.
and
First,
would you go back?
yeah, I would go back. I would go back, right?
But
No, no, there's there's always a but. No, I would go back. I think that's the thing. I would go back. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed playing with the people that I played with.
yeah,
Uh, and that's kind of 90% of the whole reason you play. If you
big
stop
time.
enjoying playing with the people that you play with, whether you're playing a band, like you're a kit drummer in a band, or whether you're a pipe band drummer, or whether you're in a fife and drums band, whatever band you're in, right?
Yeah,
See if you don't like the band, you're not going back,
mate, it's
right?
the team.
It's you're never going back. You're like, oh, they were just a nightmare. But that's the absolute opposite, man. These people were out and they were out to have a good time,
Yeah,
and totally in an inclusive type manner. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
bringing everyone with them.
and good
And so I would
musos.
go back to that. Yeah, great camaraderie, great organisation. I mean, you've got to remember that the actual, like there's admin staff
Oh, mate,
responsible for the pipe band,
yeah.
and they put in a great shift, man.
They treat you
They
like you're supposed to be treated.
100%,
Yeah,
hundred
that's
percent.
it.
So it was a great insight, and we've got the clip of the interview with me with Michael Hay,
Nice.
who was doing lead drum and lead tip, and he was also he's responsible for part of the administration and part of the team. So
That's a big deal.
without further ado, let's hit the clip. Rudimental Drumcast. I'm here with Mr. Michael Hay. Right, a couple of questions for you. Right, the first one, first question is you need to introduce yourself. I know you're Michael Hay, but tell us what you do and how you do it.
Work at the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo and work in the production team. So production, logistics manager now, but mainly dealing with the tattoo pipes and drums, dancers and fiddlers. Currently out here in Dusseldorf at the moment, and we've got 96 of us out here. We're performing in the Music Fest Dusseldorf 2023.
Have you done this before?
I've done it a few times before. So it's been on the cards back in 2015 was probably our first performance. Obviously missed a couple of years for COVID.
Right, so from an administrative point of view, obviously from a drumming point of view, right, so how does it work? How do people get together? How do you get drummers that are going to come to an event that you're organising? How does it happen? Do they get a letter in the post? How do you pick them? How does it happen?
There's a lot of sort of word of mouth. We've done quite a few sort of gigs over the past where what used to be known as Piper's Trail. It's now Tattoo Pipes and Drums. But then a lot of the guys that come and do Edinburgh will come back and do these smaller gigs. Then, it's most of the time it's sort of word of mouth, people that know about it. So we're looking for our best players to come to these smaller gigs, putting on these performances.
Obviously, there's a kind of military connection, but I know that it's not all military, and I'd like to know kind of percentage-wise how many people have nothing to do in the military that are involved in this.
I'd probably say there's the majority have not had any form of connection with the military. There's a few like myself and Stevie and Jim Stout, yourself.
Right. No, it's just to reinforce that it's not. It's just to make sure that people understand that it's just normal people that are actually doing it. There's no sort of kind of special background or special meeting. It's just it is come one, come all.
We're giving people an opportunity to play in these different events that we probably not play with in what we'd call our civvy bands. There's, we're dressed in number ones. That's the difference. It's not in the hat and kit that folk would put other bands would normally be wearing. Everybody's issued that kit. Some are wearing that is new for people. We're all in the same uniform.
Well, listen, what about the free T-shirt again? That's the most important thing, Michael. That's the only reason I came here, was to get the free T-shirt. Look, hope everybody can see it. The last thing I was going to ask you is, right, what's the funniest, maddest thing that's ever happened to you when you've been as a drummer, anywhere, anytime in the world? Give me something.
Funniest? I don't know. Funny. The one that everybody seems to talk about in my work is they kept a surprise letter for me when I turned up just before I started working at the tattoo, before I finished in the military. There was a fan, should we say, that wrote a letter into the tattoo, and they never told me about it. And what they done was when we had a lunch with the drum majors and pipe majors at the end of the tattoo, this was read out to me. So it was about a 6-page letter from some fan in Australia. So some of the points on that are quite amusing. Asked me why I march on one leg.
Mate, that's a brilliant interview. I have to say, you did it on the fly with this mic, just freehand. You got your headphones on, recording on your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah. Listen, do you know what? Everybody that knows me, or everybody that knows, or anybody that can see this show at my side, obviously knows that I'm not very technical, right? I'm not. So this actually getting the microphone to Germany, right? Listen to this. It's crazy because I had to put it into like a foam, like I made an improvised
Yeah.
foam case,
Yeah.
which I wrapped around in black, black nasty tape,
Yeah.
and I put that into my day sack for my carry-on
Yeah.
luggage.
Yeah.
And I'd stripped down the mic and all that. Well, it was a security dream on it. They're like, go back to check that again.
Oh,
So I was always standing waiting for it to get cleared through security. However, it was worth it because I thought it kind of done the job.
yeah. Big time.
And yeah, but that's the reason that I didn't get his face right at the first half was because I was kind of trying to, if you can imagine, I'm trying to hold the mic, but it's not got the stand, so I'm trying to keep the shield guard on,
Yeah.
by my thumb and my finger, and I'm trying to hold the selfie stick. And also it was quiet when I started, and then you can see me looking
Yeah.
because there's like bands striking up, and I'm going, this just doesn't work. I'm not going to get the chance.
I bet
So-
he's looking at you going, what is this guy doing? He's fucking
I know.
madman.
Do you know? It's really it's kind of horrible because you get a bit embarrassed, don't you, asking people. So there's somebody else I asked to interview. Well, we'll go into that in a bit. But,
Yeah.
so you get a bit kind of, where can you do it? And the backdrop was good. The Bundeswehr thing. I thought that was not a bad
Yeah.
backdrop.
Yeah, nice.
But anyway, so
Hey,
the actual
but
interview
also-
itself-
The person you've interviewed here. Okay, just let me get this straight. He is the person responsible for the Piper's Trail?
Yeah, he wasn't. He was. I think they've moved the Piper's Trail, or the terminology of the Piper's Trail, and now they're the Royal Edinburgh Military Pipe Band. So that's kind of morphed into that.
Right.
It's the exact same concept. So he's responsible for making sure everybody gets their equipment, make
Yeah.
sure that the drummers get all their music, because he's more
Big.
predominant on the drumming side for the drum music, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So he's got a massive job.
Massive job.
So, like, if you imagine like a kind of quartermaster type idea, where responsible for the addition of equipment, keeping track of it, and literally making sure that everybody's, my buttons fell off, I need this pinned on. He's
Yeah.
like, right, I'll go and get.
A million things all at once.
Andy's still going to be the lead tip, so he's like getting dressed with me in his uniform and all that, and then he's still got, I'll go and get that sorted out. I'll get you this. I'll get you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So a lot of
And I'll do an
responsibility.
interview.
Aye, and I'll do an interview for you if you want. Aye. So a big massive thanks to Michael for that.
Yeah.
But it was just to try and explain to people, because a lot of people won't understand what's involved, and that's what I was trying to get across. It's not a military thing. It's not necessarily everybody's military. There is ex-military people that do it,
Mm.
but it's not a military band.
Yes.
It's the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoos Band, and what they do is they can then support the tattoo. They've got a line of pipers and drummers, and like it says, these aren't daft pipers and drummers. These are good pipers
These
and
are
drummers.
good. That you have to
But-
be.
Do you know what? I'll tell you one thing. You'll be fighting for a place in that band.
Yes.
That band, I'm not just saying this, that band could get a lot of bands a run for their money.
Yeah. Like
See?
competition bands.
Aye, competition bands. You get a lot of people a run for their money. But so they'll come one, they'll come all, and come fill different parts. And I'm just trying to give it a bit of taste, a bit of.
Look,
About
everything you
flavour.
said there, I mean, there's a lot to come out of that. I've got a few questions about everything, but I guess the first thing is like, I'm not a military guy, right? But growing up watching Edinburgh Military Tattoo, I would just be watching that going, that's amazing, but I'll never be a part of it. And then going to
Yeah.
Basel, I was like, whoa, I'm allowed to do this.
I think I was talking to a guy called Stevie Small, who's quite a prolific piper. He used to be the director of Army Bagpipe Music before he was involved with the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo.
Yeah.
And he was saying something. He was saying to me, he says, "Oh, playing in front of such a large audience, and it is a large audience. I mean,
Big.
it's a full ice rink stadium kind of capacity crowd of people." he says it's a different experience. It's different from going and playing at the Worlds, which in itself is quite a big deal.
Yes.
And if you're the top end playing Grade 1, you've got the arena type thing, and it's quite intense. But what I was going to say is that this is the same sort of thing, and it's a kind of weird feeling where, although you're with a band, right, it's that big a spectrum, that big a spectacle. Sorry,
Yeah.
you feel, to a weird sort of way, at times isolated. You know, when you feel that your position and your part
The
in that
only
kind
one.
it
All eyes
can
are
go
on
wrong.
you.
This could all go wrong if I don't go the right way. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
drones flying over and cameras
and
hooked up.
just keep your blood flowing and keep thinking what you're doing type thing. So
Yeah,
a lot of fun, and the people made it great fun.
that's
so
awesome.
I can't say thank you enough
That's
to the
unreal.
people. You know, all the people that were involved in that. Brilliant, fantastic.
Hey, question about it.
Yeah.
Did you learn the scores?
Yes, I did actually.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. Listen, right, I know I'm bad for that, right? But I'll be honest, right? I knew that I had to, because we had a couple of wee changes, and there was, if you actually go to YouTube, you can watch Dusseldorf Tattoo, you'll be able to watch it. It's
I will.
quite good. So
We should link it.
one, we need to link that to the Dusseldorf Tattoo.
Yep.
And you'll be able to watch it, and it's slightly different from what you normally expect. We did a dancing set, so we play for the dancers.
Yes.
And then the difficulty for the drum corps is we were obviously playing in tandem with the kit drummer.
Yes. That's
the
tough.
Bundeswehr band.
Yeah.
He's dictating the tempo.
Yeah.
And then Mick, the lead drummer's getting the tempo clicker in his ear.
Oh.
To make sure it's running the way it's meant to run.
Imagine trying to organize that all together, just to direct that.
A lot of spinning plates.
Serious.
So that was great fun. That was really good fun. And I would do it again next year. The only thing is Mrs. Laird wasn't too happy because it coincided with my birthday.
Oh yeah, but hey, you're out there playing a big gig on your birthday. What more could you want?
Well, she wasn't there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I suppose the bottom line is it would make sense if she was there. So next year, possibly,
have your cheer squad. Get your cheer squad along.
Yeah. So next question. But I think I'm going to have to pause this because I think my daughter's playing netball outside.
You just decked you, eh? She just pegged the ball at your head, didn't she?
Yeah, wait, Dad. Before I need to tell you again with my fist. It's a classic. Do you know how she punched me in the face, by the way? She punched me in the face because I says to her, kick me, right? So go to kick me. You know that old, as she goes to kick me, I was going to grab her leg, twist her and throw her over, right?
Oh.
I don't know if that's common in Australia, but in Scotland we like to kind of, male, female, we like to kind of physically attack our children to toughen them up a wee bit. So we show them moves and all that, right? So go to kick me, and she went to kick me.
You savages.
I moved to the leg. She decided not to kick me. She went to punch me in the head. Like, what?
She's outsmarted you.
Was that good move?
The master's become the teached.
Brilliant, isn't
it? Hey, speaking of injuries, you've got a back injury, don't you? You broke a rib or something?
I cracked my rib when I was cycling.
You poor bloke.
I thought I was being cool. I was jumping up curbs and.
Oh yeah.
There's a place in Glasgow, the Museum of Modern Art, and either side of it is like two old archways.
Yeah.
And in the archways themselves, if you imagine there's three gaps, one being large in the middle and two smaller either side.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would nip through the small side.
Oh.
Right? Gets better. Yeah, no. So I thought I'd nip through the small side, but as I'm going for the small side, I thought, I need to kind of straighten up here so I'm dead straight to go through the dead middle, dead centre. But as I turned, back end went
all over.
And I back right into the corner.
Oh.
Right in the corner of the arch. I'll tell you what, if I was a young guy and I was on the hunt for a woman, that would be my challenge. I would go about the big towns with a bike and I'd fall over. Help me. And then you got these women come up to you, are you okay? Are you an angel? Okay, I'll buy a coffee.
Have I died?
So sad, so cynical, but
Hey,
anyway. So I'd like to thank all the people that helped me, by the way, because I was really in distress.
did you actually get help? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people stopped and asked me if I was okay
Ah, it
because
must
I
have been bad, dude.
wasn't well.
God.
But there you go.
All right. Well, let's let's move on. He's poor bloke. He's on all this hard drugs.
Well, listen, if I'm not sitting here with a scotch, I'm not taking opioids to get through this show.
Yeah.
So
You'll need
I
something
don't
that
think this
heavy
is going
to
to sound when it goes back.
get
But,
through. I've
right,
look,
sorry, let's get back to what we were talking about.
yeah. What's that?
Because so I managed to interview Mick Kay, right?
Yes.
Dusseldorf Tattoo. But moving on from that,
Mm-hmm.
I met a really interesting guy when I was on the tattoo.
Is that right?
And this guy's name's called Tommy Kalpala.
Kalpala.
Yeah. He's Finnish. Right?
Oh.
He's a Finnish drumming instructor, right?
Listen, as an Australian, Finnish people are rare, and my girlfriend's Swedish, so don't you know what I mean?
You know what you sounded like there when you said that?
What?
Genuinely, right? You just said, right, that Finnish people are rare. Now, obviously, people that hear this in Helsinki are like, well, we're not that rare. There's only a few,
Yeah.
right?
Oh no.
But secondly, you said my girlfriend's Swedish, right?
Yeah. As if they're
Like,
the same.
I would imagine if Finnish people go like, well, we're no Swedes, we're Finns. Obviously, that wee boy's a bit daft there because he's trying to make this similarity between we're Finn, they've got to be the same. They
How
come
am I
from the
supposed to
same.
know?
They come from the same bit of the world. They must be exactly the same. Surely, there's no difference.
They
I
share
mean,
they have the same trees.
it's like Japanese people. They must be the same as Chinese people. They're the same bit of the world.
Just a
It's
bit of
similar.
ocean. Just a bit of ocean
Just
between
about
us.
what between them? They must think exactly the same. So the Finns, we'll be getting angry letters for Finns. How dare he? How dare he?
We are not Swedes.
We're not Swedes.
Well, look, you know what's
So-
good? We got this out of the way before we meet. What's his name? Kalpala.
Tommy Kalpa.
Tommy Kalpala. What's Tommy
Yeah.
Kalpala like?
Well, I called him the man that killed Santa.
Oh, so now you've attacked him.
No, listen to this, right? I met him. So we met him at this cafe.
Yeah.
You know, your cafe, the meeting hall, the eating hall, sorry, where
Oh,
you
yeah.
go for something, right? And I says to him, I went round to this kind of like improv drum scenario where we went round playing paradiddles, 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
whatever.
like
right?
that stuff. That's fun.
I like that stuff, right? That's why I went. So he had like the Danish honor guard or
Mm.
the Danish guards.
Yep.
He had the Finnish, his guys, the Finnish
Yeah.
army. He had the Bundeswehr.
Yeah.
The guys, and then it was me, the Scottish pipe band guy with a Scottish pipe band drum.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
My drum's like. So that made it more difficult for me. I was getting all dead nervous. Not,
Yeah, you can't get a note wrong.
horrible, right? But doesn't matter. It was good. It was
That's
good
mad.
to get involved. So when
That's
I spoke
mad.
to him, I said, I'd like to can I interview you? You know what I mean? Get a wee chat with you. I says, I'm trying to do this Drumcast. Never called it a podcast.
No.
I'm in the Drumcast. I'm doing this Drumcast.
Yeah.
And he said, aye, of course. So I don't want to take too much of his thunder away, right? We'll try and get him on the show for the next show after the Worlds.
That'd be unreal.
We'll try and get him on. But long story cut short, I called him the man that killed Santa. Right?
Yeah, what's this
So-
all about? What have you
Listen,
done?
No, I've never done anything. It's him.
He's
So I
killed
said,
Santa.
listen, after we had the meal, we're sitting there and we're discussing the different types of drumming, and he's an accomplished kit drummer. He works for the Finnish army, and he teaches drumming at their kind of music centre.
Great.
And I says to him, Finland, right? Now, you know that, well, I don't know if you do know this, but
I definitely don't.
Lapland,
Yes.
Lapland's literally where Santa lives, right?
Yes.
So if you believe in Santa, I still believe in Santa because I keep asking for great things and Santa doesn't bring them, but I'm hoping that one day he does.
Wow.
But anyway, long story cut short, I said to him, I said, is Santa a drummer? Right?
This is a good
And
question.
he went, and do you know what he said?
What?
He said, no, he's not. I just thought, listen, if we're doing this fantasy football type thing, right, where all the great guys in the world are drummers, right? Surely you'd be able to follow this kind of sequence of, so Santa's a drummer, he'd be like, yeah, of course he is. He's one of the greatest drummers in the world. He could play any instrument. And you're like, no, totally killed Santa for me. I was like, what?
Wow.
Do you know what he was saying? No, Andrew, everybody knows Santa's a piper. You know what I mean? Something like that. They'd be like,
Oh,
oh. And then I actually thought about it. Maybe it was a sinister ploy by pipers to get a guy called Tommy Calpula, and they say to him, listen, you're in your pocket now, right? So whenever a drummer asks you if Santa's a drummer,
yeah.
you just say, no, he's no. And we want to get the face of the drummer, you know, that way that you think that Santa's
Yeah.
dead.
Oh.
You know, that kind of shock. Santa's dead. I was like, why would you? So I'm going to challenge him.
I think you're digging too deep with this Santa stuff, man. I think you're gonna find out something you don't want to know.
Listen, it's just, and that's all I can remember him by now is all the fantastic drumming stuff he talked about, right? All the fantastic information he had for me. All I remember now is Santa's dead. He's not a drummer.
We'll get more out of him. Let's find out.
Well, we'll find out. We will find out. So I'm looking forward to getting him because he's got a wide range of knowledge, from trying to bring or try to elevate the Finnish fife drum music up.
Yeah.
And he's done it through his knowledge of kit drumming. So all these drummers are kit drummers.
Awesome. I want to see this. I want to, yeah.
Yeah, so he's definitely on the show.
Yep.
And we'll definitely get him on either the next episode or the episode after that. But I definitely want to cue him in. Maybe we should cue him in for Christmas time.
Oh, perfect. Now, he'd probably be busy, wouldn't he?
What? Killing Santa?
He's probably taking his job.
I'm going to say to him, we might actually ask him to go to Lapland and do a podcast for Lapland for us so we can ask Santa ourselves.
Get Santa on the podcast.
No, why would he? He's a drummer. He would say hi. He's a good guy.
Hey, you're talking about he's a kit drummer, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm sure anybody who's into pipe bands knows the name Stephen Shedden.
Well aware. Well aware of him.
I've only just today seen a video of him playing a drum kit. And you know what?
Impressed?
I really was. Because look, obviously the difference is there's no feet in pipe drum, right?
Yep.
You're not using your feet.
Yep.
But he was doing it. He was putting all those kicks in the right places. And the hands were clean. It was a rock and groove. He was sitting tight. It was mad. And I was very impressed. And I'm obviously I'm just going to say it live on air. The man can do anything. But Andrew,
see, this.
Yeah.
No, go fire.
Well, are you yourself interested in playing kit?
Well, this is the thing, Jason. This is where we're going with this. I'm actually thinking of setting up a kit in Drumhallar where a Drumcast room, right? I'm thinking of setting up a kit and actually learning it properly. Now, granted, I've got a lot on my plate at the moment.
Yes.
Right? I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. I've got the drum corps that I'm playing with now, and I don't want to sell them short. I want to focus on that.
Put as much as you can into that.
Yeah, because it's awesome, and like I've said that before, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, nice.
So, but what I would like to know is what kind of kit would I be looking for? I mean, obviously, I'm not a dumpling, right? I understand 5-piece, 7-piece, right?
Yeah.
And but what I would like to know is what kind of money am I going to spend on this? So, like, I don't want to spend a lot of money because already I'm going to have to buy a new laptop, as we've already discussed. So, you see where I'm going with this. I don't know.
If I was to start kit drumming again, right? Look, you go to a shop and you buy a drum kit. That's the way you do it. You buy a drum kit in the box. It's got all the pieces that you want as it's displayed. The thing is, I think once you become a drummer, you kind of understand, like, you can really just do it with anything. You can do it with pots and pans if you wanted to, right?
Yeah,
Just about getting the sound you want.
yeah,
So, look, a drum kit, what is it really? It's you need cymbals, you're gonna need hi-hats and a crash or something like that, right?
yeah,
Adds your color, and you'll need a bass kick and a snare. And then a tom drum, a tom-tom. That's it. I
yeah.
think that's all you need. Just a basic 3-piece kit with some
Would
cymbals.
you? So would you be bothered about like two toms, like in a high and a low tom? Would you be bothered about
No
like
way. No way.
one, just one?
You know what? A high tom and a floor tom. Yes. That's compulsory. For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
you could even
number
just
one,
do it
so
without the high tom. Just do the low tom. Just do a snare, kick drum, and a low tom, and then that's it.
just to get the coordination right.
That's it. Yeah, just to move your hands from one drum to the next drum. Because when you're doing pipe band, you're just focusing on one drum. Moving them over from this side to the right side, left side, the right side. That'll get your brain going for a bit.
Okay, here's a question I was going to ask you, right? So, and we've kind of mentioned it before, but not in great detail, right? So, see the difference between a pipe band snare drum, right,
Yeah.
and a kit snare drum, where the
Yeah.
tension's a lot less. What kind of sounds? What kind of sounds are you wanting for that? So, like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You want a crack off it. You want a
Yes.
sharp crack, don't you? To
Yes.
define its snare sound.
Yeah.
But then, how does that play for you working on that kind of medium where it's a skin that's providing like a kind of almost like for a pipe band point of view, like you're getting a cheat sheet roll, into. So to
Yeah.
roll on a kit drum,
Yeah.
it's like awesome, man. You're like rolling forever.
Oh yeah.
As,
And it reverberates.
as opposed to as opposed to being on a pipe band drum, it's got a
Tight.
hard substance to work
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So
Look,
explain what we're after.
This stuff, I mean, look, we're doing this podcast as average guys. So
Yeah.
let me just disclaimer this. Maybe I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but having a snare drum for me that is tight, like a pipe band drum, it's familiar to me. You know what I mean? I want that
Yeah.
sharp crack. I want that, really tight sound. But if you're gonna play, what's that, like death metal, you want something that's low and just resonates down a hallway for years.
So
I think.
So what you're saying is that your kit snare sound. But you see, that's the same pipe band. I'm just going to flip it a wee bit, right? So, see when it comes down to sound, right? So probably not any different, right? So pipe band sound, right? Everybody wants like this mega sound, this kind of sharp, high pitched kind of core sound.
Yeah.
But then you don't necessarily. So, for instance, the difference in types of drums, your Andante drum, your pedal drum, your Premier drum, and they're giving off this different tonal quality.
Yeah.
Right. But it's all in the eye of the beholder, almost to an extent. Right. So,
or the ear.
Yeah, but of course, but I don't know what the phrase would be for that. So,
the ear of the beholder.
The ear of the beholder. But it is ear of the beholder. So, do you know what I mean? So you can listen. Everybody's got a kind of an average idea of what they want that snare sound to sound like, right? Like the kind of high pitched, kind of sand sliding down metal type idea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That high pitched gloss sound.
Hey.
But you don't always necessarily get that with different drum corps. They've got different varying tonal with the drums that they're using. And some people seek out the different sounds.
Is pipe band,
for instance,
are pipe band drums all the same material? They're made from the same material.
Essentially, aye. So like the new drum is at the British Drum Company.
Yeah.
They've brought out
the Axial.
Axial. And I've got a friend that's got one.
Yeah.
He's bought one. he loves it. And
Yeah, of
thinks
course.
it's great. But I mean, I think it's up to the individual, and it's up to if you've got a great core that's playing great stuff really well and really together.
Yes.
Yes, you're chasing a sound, but to the same extent, you could have all the greatest drums in the world, and your core's no tight and sounding rubbish. Doesn't matter what drums they're all using.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they're sounding like tatties fonding the stair.
Yeah.
And
And once you get into the nuance of it, you become real nerdy about it, and those microtones mean the whole world to you.
Well, I suppose at the top level of the top 5, and you're obviously getting into the difference of taste and tone.
Yeah.
That's taste and tone, because it's not really the technical capability of the guys that are playing, because the technical capability is very similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can all play the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just taste and tone.
Yeah.
And I suppose technically the tone's part of the taste, in my humble opinion.
Yep.
Watch the comments at the bottom of that one. Oh, you're complete. You should be hung.
It's super risky talking about this stuff.
I don't know. I mean,
in terms of snare drums on a drum kit, my favorite is an aluminium snare.
So an aluminium material that's great resin.
It's built around. Yeah. So when you start getting into the woods, it's a lot more like of a warm sound.
Yeah.
And the different types of wood, you got birch, or you got, I think it's mahogany, I don't know.
Maple.
But yeah, aluminium for me, that really does the trick, because I think it feels like, to me, a bit more familiar, especially when you're rolling. When you chuck a roll in there, make it tight, make it like a 3-beat roll, it feels more familiar to like a pipe band sort of snare. So I actually like to try and bring that into my kit drumming as well. But you know what? I play like a cocktail kit. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
I was going to talk about him.
Yeah.
A cocktail kit's ideal that's maybe ideal for your Cayley band type idea as well, isn't it?
Honestly, I think they're super versatile, and if you get a good one, maybe like an 18-inch, bass drum. So it's not massive, but it's not tiny. You'll get a fat sound out of it, That's what I recommend, especially if you're playing just in your garage and you're not trying to blast people away.
You think I should chase a cocktail kit then?
I think they're great to learn on. They're compact, and you can get a lot of different sounds out of them. Just by tuning and muffling and all that stuff.
Right. The next question I was going to ask is how much I'm going to pay for it.
Oh, in sterling?
Anything. Right. Listen, I know the answer. It's like from £1 to 1,000 or 100,000. You know what I mean?
Look, I would pay what? I don't know if you have a live converter on your hands, but like 600 to 800 Australian bucks, under $1,000. Under $1,000, I think.
Under $1,000.
Gonna do you solid.
500, 600 pounds, something like that.
I think so. Should do you right. Hey, you know what? Right. You want a great drum company over your end of the world? Premier. If I could cop a Premier drum kit, I would.
Okay. I'm on it, by the way. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to get one, and I'm going to start practicing on the kit.
You could take any of your drum scores and just play them, and just put the bass drum wherever you think the bass drum would be, and then you could actually just be practicing
on the
kit, just the snare of the kit, and putting the bass drum in, and hey, who knows where you'll go.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? So I don't know how we're going to measure this. This is the other thing. How are we going to measure it? At what level should I be at in 6 months?
Cool. It's a bit hard because you've already got the hands, don't you? You've already got the hands.
I've got the hands, but I mean, I've not got the coordination.
Come on, you're a drummer.
You've not seen me. I'm honestly, I've got like two right feet, man, or something like that. It's all wrong. So I don't know.
But like you march when you play snare, don't you?
I can keep time and all that.
So that, I mean, all that is when you're doing your left foot, that's the hi-hat, and when you do your right foot, that's the bass drum. Boom. tss,
So
boom,
you,
tss, boom, tss.
right, okay.
And then chuck your snare in the middle there between your legs. You know what I mean? You'd be amazed what you
Right.
could do, Andrew.
Moving on.
Let's do it.
I'm going to talk about the tall tales and interesting stories.
Ooh, so I've got something to share here, don't I?
No, I'm going to first and foremost, one, the tall tales and interesting story is Falkirk.
Yeah.
No, Falkirk College, right? Falkirk College, which is actually not that far from Chris, our head of production Europe.
Thank you, Chris.
We'll give him America as well, right? Head of production Europe. Still like him. Right, so the college near him, I read an article, I think it was in Piper Drummer.
Mm-hmm. Good, Mag.
It could have been, right? And they said that for graduation ceremonies, they're going to finish off the ceremony with a pipe band, drummer, and piper playing them off.
Yeah.
And see, when I read that story, I went, I don't believe this. They're stealing the thunder for a co-host, a rudimental, who delivered this in spades, absolute spades. I can't believe it. Jace, tell me the story. What
I'm
happened?
gonna have to give it up. So, look, yes, my occupation is the world of graduation ceremonies. I'm the event coordinator of graduation ceremonies. One day we get to the hall, I get to work, and there's a power outage. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to cancel the things and say, sorry guys, time to pack up, go home, we'll refund you. Nah. Andrew, the show must go on.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's do or die. It's like,
we're graduating these guys today. So we within 30 minutes, the whole team packs up everything from inside the hall, gets, 500 seats outside. We just shift everything outside. It's a nice day, luckily enough, right?
It's Australia, I would hope so.
Yeah, every day. So, all right, we've got the seats done. Everybody's seated. It's time to start the ceremony. So the academic procession is, all the deans and the teachers and the executives or whatever that make up the academic procession. So we march them out, and they would usually march into the hall, but instead they just march through the crowd today. Outside, lovely day, but to silence. And usually this silence is replaced by an organ that is built into the hall. So it's grand. It's
like
it's seriously, it's magical. Every time it happens, it just takes your breath away. But this time they just walked down and it was silence. And it's super awkward, man. When people are dressed up and you got someone leading with a mace and there's just no music happening, it's rubbish. So, look,
pray tell, how did you break the silence? How did you manage it?
I couldn't sit by and just let this happen as a musician, as a pipe band drummer. I couldn't just let this happen. So I said to my manager, I was like, hey, listen, I've got my drum in the car. I'm going to band practice tonight. I've got the drum in the car. Do you want me to do this? And she said, anything, do it. So I brought the drum out and I was like, I'm going to play you guys out. So as you guys march out of the place, I'm going to do my bit. So she introduced me and she was like, yeah, a bit weird, but everything's a bit weird today. We're having the ceremony outside. So here's Jason on the drums. And then boom, 3-beat rolls.
Now, Jason, we do have video evidence of this, don't we?
We do.
Chase, get it up now. Show and tell. I want to see it. Jason, that's a real story because we've got video evidence.
Yeah.
That's real. Question for you, right?
Yeah.
So you're up there banging out the 6/8s, right? How many people were how many people were marching about to this in the kind of conga snake type idea?
That's all. There was about, oh my goodness, there was about 150 graduates.
Next question then, right? How long were you playing for?
Yeah, so about 3 minutes.
Just 3 minutes?
I circled back. Yeah, the tune itself is not 3 minutes, but yeah, I was circling back and playing different time signatures. I did a 6/8, and then I did a 4/4, and then I did a 6/8, and then a 4/4.
Doesn't matter. Mix it up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really matter. It's just to break the silence, isn't it? It's just to give them
Seriously.
something to bite into, innit?
Probably the last time they played a drum out in front of that hall was, before World War I or some shit.
Here's another question I've got for you, right? So you can tell me the truth.
Oh,
Did you set that up? I mean, did you cut the power? Oh, by great coincidence, look, check me out, Gaffer. I'm the man of the moment. You really need me. Is that what happened?
it seems too good to be true, doesn't it?
I translate this in my box. Oh, a side drum.
I've been getting a lot of this, and listen, I'm not that kind of person, Andy. You know me.
It's suspicious. It is suspicious. It's like somebody that likes self-promotion. Check me
Honestly,
out, guys.
When have you ever been in a situation? I understand what you're saying, because when have you ever been in a situation where someone's gone, "Oh no, we need a drummer."
You sure can't go on. We need a drummer. Right,
But I kind of forced myself onto them. I kind of forced it,
Of course you did. You're like, listen,
So-
I can't. You're like, yourself, I can't watch this happen. This is like a car
Yeah.
crash in slow motion. Somebody's got to do something.
And you
Listen,
know what? I haven't taken my drum out of the car since, always, just in case.
see, but the thing is that's what you'll be remembered for now, forever. To be like, Jason brought his drum out. There'll be a lot of people kind of snidey about it.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
does he think?
Who did he think he
is? Yeah.
His
played-
7-stroke rolls are pretty, they're like a
Oh.
bit draggy.
Oh, do you know what would have been great? Honestly, that's the other thing. You play, right? You're doing everybody a favour, right? And then, unfortunately for you, there's a guy in the audience that's
No.
a pipe band drummer, and he's like, "Oh, his triplet work wasn't very open, was it? I mean, it was a bit heavy. Oh, there was not a lot of dynamics. Oh, what was he thinking about?
You could tell he was nervous.
He was rubbish. You know what I mean? Nobody can just accept you. They've got the. His horns were stinking.
I'm probably to blame for this as well, Andy. When I came off, the first guy I talked to, the head electrician, he was trying to sort the whole issue, was a Scotsman. And I was
What
like,
did he say?
and I was like, "Where were you, mate? Where's the pipes? do you not have them on you?"
But listen, wait a minute. Do you remember what we just said in episode 1?
I know.
Did you hear what you just said there?
I know.
Where's the pipes? You should have been like, quick as a flash. You've just dead named me. I'm a drummer. He should have, shouldn't have.
You know what?
He's
Actually,
episode 1, he's like, what are you talking about, Jason? You're the guy that's agreed to this. That the worst thing people can say to you, because you're Scottish, is, "Oh, where's the pipes?"
Yeah. I've done it. I am the problem. I'm part of it.
Exactly. You're exacerbating this issue. Well, you're Scottish, ergo you're a piper. No, I'm Scottish, ergo I'm a drummer. Who are these people?
Hey, talking about this dead naming, it happened to me the other day, but I just accepted it. I was just come back from a gig. I'm in all my gear. I got the tartan on. I've ever got anything. And I filled up my car with petrol. And I'm walking into the petrol station, into the servo, and the guy goes, "Hey, mate, you're looking pretty good. All you're missing is the bagpipes."
Oh. You know what? There should be a law, right? There should be a law, right? When somebody says something like that, right, and passes comment, and they think that they're being funny, or they've got, there should be a law where it's totally legal for you to go in and take some blunt instrument and just beat them about the head 10 to 15 minutes and go, You'd look good in a doctor's outfit now, wouldn't you? You'd look good in the hospital. Huh? I can't let things like that roll. See, when that happens to
Yeah.
me, I flash. I'm like, what? What did you just say? Hence the reason I cut about his face.
Sometimes it's just easier to just let it.
Yeah,
Just
just
admit
let
you're a
it go.
piper. Just
Let it
accept
go.
you're a
That's
piper.
never, Jason, never. That's never happened. Never. We're different people. It's just different people. Just accept
Yeah.
it. There we are, man.
We count on
Um,
each other, but different people.
Oh, wait. But listen, here's the thing, right? Well, we're talking about counting each other. Before we go into the next bit and
Yes,
our
yes.
fair bit, finish this on the counting each other. Right. There is a point, though, where the pipe corps lets down the drum corps, or the drum corps lets down the pipe corps. Right?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how much of the team there is. One of that group says that other group's got to go.
Oh,
Right. If it's a competing pipe band, right, there's got to be changes afoot.
not in
Right.
my house.
It's like, you know what I mean? So like, they'll say, right, we need a new lead tip. And when the lead tip goes, he normally takes all his drummers, and the new lead tip brings in all his drummers.
Drama.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like the whole change of house. And it obviously can work the other way if the drum corps fed up with the pipe corps and they go, we're going to go to another good pipe corps, right? The lead tip goes, well, I'm away to such and such a band. And then everybody just picks up sticks and moves on mass to the other band. It's not that much of a team. It's not that much of a team. You know what I mean? Right, okay, so that was episode 2.
Yeah.
Look forward to episode 3, where we're obviously looking forward to speaking to Tommy Calpula.
Tommy Calpula.
And we're also going to be doing a post-match wash-up of the World Pipe Band Solo Drumming competition, which takes place in Glasgow.
Not to be confused with the World Pipe Band Championships that just happened.
Well, exactly, not to be confused with that. But so the solo drumming competition takes place in Glasgow, lasts all day, and we'll hopefully capture something from that. I don't know what I'm going to do, as I've already told you. I might have to just
get your feelers out.
Get my feelers out, speak to who I can speak to there, try and record bits, or I don't know, could we do the show for there?
Who knows, mate? We're both in our nappies here.
Well, you know what I mean? Can we do something? I don't know. We'll work that one out before the show.
Yeah.
So really, all that's left to say is thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And I don't know what for, but I'm trying. I keep thinking there's some sticking into me, but it's not. It's my back. So that's us. Episode 2.
Good evening.
Done. Good morning or good evening, wherever you are in the world.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Rude and mental. See you, pal.